Things are getting exciting. I do think that Nick Casario has come down to the final four candidates who I think he is considering for the captainship, the head coaching job for the Houston Texans. I believe it's come down to four guys: Brian Flores, Jonathan Gannon, Kevin O'Connell, and Josh McCown. Now, if you really haven't been paying attention to the NFL or Twitter news today, Brian Flores has taken legal action against the NFL and multiple NFL teams, the Broncos, the Giants, for racism in the hiring process and the unprofessionalism. He is taking a stand today for all minority coaches who are trying to move up in the NFL ranks, and the fans are behind him. The NFL players are behind him. He himself knows that he has taken a chance, and there is a good chance that he said it himself. There's a good chance I am risking, not being hired by an NFL team because, he's going against the big dogs. However, he's still a worthy candidate to be, the captain of this ship. If I was already on, the Brian Flores chain, if they want to bring him in, this only, adds to it. If they bring in someone like Brian Flores, yes, there's going to be a lot of drama, but it's a whole culture change. The Houston Texans have always been looked at as a racist organization. This absolutely changes that. Not only do you bring in, a minority head coach, a black head coach, but you bring in someone who is fighting for equality, in the NFL for everyone around himself. So you have to applaud that. I'm pretty sure, the city of Houston wouldn't mind if Brian Flores coming and being the head coach for the Houston Texans. Jonathan Gannon is someone that as a defensive guy with 14 years of scouting and personnel experience. What you're going to get from him is a high energy guy, a knowledgeable guy, a Vabro top guy that, that most people say. Albright said that he was the sacrificial lamb, quote unquote, that in the beginning of the season, he told the Eagles, focus all the resources on the offense. I'll use my scheme. I'll coach up the defense and we'll go on from there. And he had a top 10, 11th in passing, ninth in rushing. His only two stars were Fletcher Cox and Darius Slay. One of the dead last teams, in sacks. So hopefully, if he comes to the Houston Texans, we give him the resources that he wanted to build over there in Philly. Spent 4 years under Mike Zimmer, spent years under Frank Wright. The coaching, pedigree is there. Wouldn't mind someone, like a Jonathan Gannon to be on this team. One thing I like is that all these guys are relatively young, and all these candidates are being looked at as potential, future head coaches. The third one, Kevin O'Connell, I think has gained a lot of interest, and I think someone who is becoming my favorite. He was drafted by none other than GM himself, Nick Casario. Played in the NFL for a number of years, became a quarterbacks coach in Cleveland, a special projects coach for the 49ers, the Washington Redskins quarterbacks coach in 2017, was promoted to the passing game coordinator in 2018, was given the offensive coordinator role to the in 2019, and then from 2020 till now, he has been the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams, learning under Sean McVay. The guy's 36 years old. He understands offenses. You have him learning from a great mind in Sean McVay, the last head coach to come from the Sean McVay tree. He is in the Super Bowl right now. That is head coach Zach Taylor, who's coaching for the Cincinnati Bengals. I would love bringing an offensive-minded guy like Kevin O'Connell, the development of Davis Mills or whichever quarterback, that is brought in. Have no fear. He's going to put in a good game plan. And the one thing I like that he's not just from the Sean McVay system. He's been with, other teams. The Redskins, spent multiple years there, worked his way up from the quarterback's coach to the offensive coordinator, was with the 49ers, was with the Cleveland Browns. So been around a lot of coaches. He's not just, he didn't just get famous at one area. Definitely think he's doing some good things for the Los Angeles Rams. Wouldn't mind Kevin O'Connell. Now, last but not least, Josh McCown. NFL veteran, almost 16 years in the NFL, played for 9 teams. What you are looking for is someone who is a leader. People like Josh McCown, they will follow him. Everyone around expects Josh McCown to be a very good head coach for the Houston Texans for any team in the upcoming year. However, out of the four, I do think this is the least likely to be the head coach. Maybe he's brought in as an offensive coordinator if someone like Brian Flores or someone like Jonathan Gannon is brought in. Josh McCown for me is on the lower tier of the list. If he gets hired, I wouldn't know what to do. Don't see, he and David Culley are the same to me. I really don't see any bright spot of hiring Josh McCown. You're going to have to bring in veteran, older head coaches to not only coach the team, but also help coach and develop Josh McCown himself as a future head coach. That's something that I don't want to work on. I want someone to come in and right the ship. So if you're asking me, Ruben, who should the Houston Texans take? It's a tough one. But let's go ahead and go Kevin O'Connell, who is the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. Let me know what you guys think. As always, go Texans. You guys have a very blessed day.